Hey everyone! Welcome to a small video for Mundaun. We're not going to be doing anything new in this video, but I promised you guys that I would respond to the comments on the last video in a video of its own. And so that is what this video is going to be. I'm not imagining this will take longer than like 10 minutes or so. But I've greatly enjoyed talking to you guys, and so I figured, well, we could end talking to you guys, and I'd read the comments I got on the last video, and then give my thoughts on them via speech. I already did so via text. I try to respond to everyone who leaves me a comment, but, well, I've been having a lot of fun talking to you guys, so why not do that here as well. I do intend to go through the entire game again. I'm not recording it, but I want to see if I can get a different ending. And as you can see, I've already spent the first day in game, so I think I'm going to go out here and see Florina. So let's do that really quick. I forgot she was knocking on the window.
Då staj.
Oh, that's interesting. Notice that the straw creature didn't even go after her. It's coming after me instead. Another hint that I don't think it's the dark man who's after me, but rather these are some sort of defenders for the town, and they know that I'm possessed by the dark man. Anyway, alright, so let's head on out. I guess, yeah, let's head on out and I'll talk about the comments that you guys left. Sounds like I have to sneak past a monster, though. Let me see where that monster is. And these things have not opened up doors in the past, so maybe I'm safe? And of course I'm going to shut the door. Especially now that I know that Florina's safe. I'm with you. Alright, so... Actually, I don't remember a storm last time. This is pretty awesome. So, Tillman Enke says, this ending is so much more emotionally satisfying than the one where you undo the deal. Thank you, Lotaeri. So... Oh, wow, that's interesting. Around her, there's no storm. Or rather, it's all quiet now here. I'm going to have to play through this game a third time, just so I can stop and record the music from all of these events that occur. I would love to use this for like D&D or other board game nights and so on. This is a very beautiful piece right here. Let's talk with Florina Tillman, and then I'll respond to your comment. Some pages in the journal can be looked at closer. We see Walther having drank with his white goat. The dark man is here, and we have Jeremias. Our father's right here with his pipe, and someone else in the front with the gun. So I don't have another ending to compare this to, Tillman. So I did like this ending. I thought it was very appropriate given the actions that we performed that it end that way. Which is to say, I don't think it was a happy ending, but I don't think Curtin deserved it. And based on my choices, I'd say I probably didn't deserve it either. On that note, it felt like an appropriate, like, H.P. Lovecraft mythos type ending, where it's not so much the bad guys win, so much as you didn't have any chance to change the result of what was going to happen. And now you're aware of something greater than yourself existing in this world that you might have been happier not knowing existed.
Qua è tante giuven. Schwester Stauderon Yara. Quel stomatai dormiossi e baracca.
There's our lantern protecting him. This must be before the pact was made, as I don't see the device up here which he used to sign the contract. Oh, right, I forgot. And there's Florina. We'll follow her up the mountain. First, let's take a look at this. Oh, interesting. 100 man scribbled out, 200 man scribbled out. Unknown, I think, is what that last statement must mean. Piz Mundaun, Mount Mundaun. And even back here, during this time, hundreds of years ago, they knew about this creature walking around up on the mountain. Interesting. I didn't remember seeing this back in the past. Alright, Bruno, we're going to go to your comment next, because it's kind of short, so I can do this as we're walking up the mountain. Or can I? Am I forgetting something? What am I forgetting to do? We don't have a journal. Can we talk to you? Don't look at that. Can I? I'm not allowed to leave. Oh no! What did I forget? There's something I'm forgetting. This is super awkward. Was it the gun? Oh. It's Alguria.
Nebbiala caura, alvo scola naif. En curios mostra alen zupail.
It looks like she can see us back here in the past. So this time, we'll follow our grandfather up directly. Unless Florina has something to say. Nope. Alright, so Bruno says, I like how when given an opportunity to shoot the final boss, your instinctive reaction is to shoot a weak spot. Yes! Take out the gun, shoot it in an eye or something, right? That's usually where the enemies are vulnerable. Even if something doesn't blinking at me, I'm going to make the assumption that's where I'm supposed to shoot. It just comes to me that I should do something like that, especially if I have a weapon. In retrospect, it occurred to me that you can probably go through the game without the rifle. Like, you don't have to shoot anyone in the game. And so the lantern would have been the next thing I grabbed, which I think is that what I did? I can't read. No, I tried walking forward after a shot didn't work, got knocked back, and then I grabbed the lantern. Bruno also says, dang it, Tim, did your mother not teach you to never make pacts with the devil? So I would never have signed this pact that our grandfather did. Never. Never. Nope. I would rather have dealt with whatever consequences were going to happen by the army invading if we had the forces to defeat them than sign a pact with the devil. Because who knows what that would have involved. Well, actually, we saw the contract. But that could possibly have turned out, and it might have turned out for the curtain we played, to have far worse ramifications on the world. It's in the hands of the Lord now, right? Yep. So I would agree with Jeremias here. Whatever's going to happen with the invading army, that happens. Don't try to make a deal with the devil instead.
Skårspitjau, Nies Corporal Walter Eusturns.
Elden t'attacciano minchia momento. Guarda una volta sul respiro.
like several tanks or trucks down there waiting to make the climb along with all the other soldiers.
Un'intera armata è pronta per fare l'attacca. Hai ora quintau HR. Mia donna hai en speranza.
Yeah, I think this is the soul that the Dark Man wanted.
Ma qua importa se pli. Quai hai la fin.
Forse non è stato perso, mis amis. Quando ad una via, ubrigia.
And then Curtin went back to Zurich, to his office in mergers and acquisitions. It's hard to go back to a normal life after everything you would have seen up on that mountain, isn't it? Yetis are real, demons are real, there's some otherworldly influence that has some powerful effect on our world.
Quella cauror del sia mi. Disse mein seu ciao. Più o meno as plantas grandes en senteri. Ja, we need in senteri.
Come on, Curtin, it's no time to stop.
Jesus Maria! C'hai hai fai!
Ja, hai du eine Vision.
A Florina muss hauen zu tun. Ella è schon in stadi in fond special. Poi erano temps cheers da letztes horas. Ed ossa venien ein push bei temps cheers.
Temps stiers?
As will mai kaplotta. Ella venida profanada. Boa idea. Che la potuto surmontare Sava ed entrare in la kaplotta.
This makes it sound like, indeed, the fact that we had to carry him into the church makes it sound like the holy items do have some effect on him. The candle in the lantern, maybe, the cross that Jeremiah has, they actually are effective against him. But maybe that's mostly because of Jeremiah's belief that they'll work, as well as effective as what they are.
Ja, avevi non velen mai vision de Lotaeri. Chi è qua?
Ella è dina push poi compariusa nel decor della storia in temps de disperazione. Ed ossa è il bara turnaus.
Oh, so he preys upon those who are desperate in order to keep their lives. It sounds like at least that's what his motivation is.
Oh, Dios portiere!
Il ciao caura era signaltà.
Il ciao d'allegria!
Chi hai allegria?
La caura preferita del corporal Walter. Ti sto aspettando il ciao a Walter. E sarà quintati de pli schelvul.
Chi hai corporal Walter?
In kai staus en Lotaeri contiutate mai. Nies corporal era schelera mo propi in manadre de vaia. Florina ai sia niazza.
E ne uam feu quel corporal Walter?
Io hai boviu el de Beyond. Tiu tata visitau el en siu bunker. El portava reforniment. Poi desses die fasce ti vots in Chacunel.
He's right up the road. And Jeremiah hasn't seen him in years. Wow.
Hele dine staus in nach storm e durant jara ai tot un monumento.
Nur il bunker.
Ti sto si dalle via sì. A paia is in memia lunch. Io traccio che ti stessi prendere il muro di Florin.
C'hai riforniment portava tate del.
Florina deponiu quella clafche mai. Forza anfles de pli en si laboratori. Cau prenela.
Senza vese, signor Plevon.
Io sai che dai.
Yes, I always have to shut the doors. Okay, the storm has passed. Oof. Bruno ends with... I'm sorry, everyone. I meant to finish like 10 minutes, but it's probably going to take like closer to 30 because I'm playing the game at the same time. Like, because I am. Alright, let's just do this. I like the game a lot. The pacing, as you said, and the art, obviously. I, too, didn't understand much about the ending. I think you got the bad one. But maybe I should investigate a little more about Swiss folklore. I think Florina spoke in the voice of Agria, but the tone sounded weird. Also, maybe she has Asperger's. Maybe she does. I think as well that I got the bad ending. But perhaps there's an even worse ending than the one that we got if we decide to reverse time. I'm not a fan of that whenever it presents itself. I'd rather deal with the consequences of our actions and try to make amends pushing forward than undo the past, because that might not lead to any greater result in the end. It could be just as bad for everyone involved, if not possibly even worse. Lost Fremen says, well, there it is. First of all, I would like to thank you, Tim, for playing this game. Thank you guys for watching. I have a lot of fun. I had no clue this game was going to be as good as it was until I started playing it. I'm like, this game has potential to be a really great, odd horror game. By odd, I mean just the oddness of the Dark Man, that when we had encountered him, I thought they did a fantastic job on the first part that I encountered. Did I finish no, I didn't finish the first day before I decided to stop playing the game and begin recording it instead. Don't we get a straw man out of this? No, it must have been yesterday. Okay. Hold on, I want a pitchfork. Pitchfork from in here. Wait. Oh, I had a pitchfork already. Oh, I don't know where I grabbed my current pitchfork from. I don't remember. Okay, well, anyway. Lost Fremen then says... it was great to watch a very appropriate Halloween game. Yeah, I agree. Yep. I think so, too. I'm always looking for... Especially around Halloween time. I want to play games that are very eerie. I don't necessarily... They don't need to be horror games, like running around away from zombies or what have you. Those are fun, too. But I like games like this, in particular. I think the setting was great. I think the pacing was fantastic. I really liked the art, and I liked all the weird, odd, strange things that they did with the Dark Man. Like, when we were in his home, and his revelations to us when he was claiming Florina at the very end. I thought it was all really well done. I really liked it. I love the setting, music, artwork, culture, and the game's mechanics. I also like the choices that you've made. Thank you. Well, I think the choices I made might have... Some of them were emotionally based. I don't really regret the choices I made. I don't think I can think like that. Although, because I got to see an ending that I might otherwise not have chosen. And so my intention now is to play through the game again and possibly choose a different ending and play a different Kurden, as you can see. I'm not so sure about that ending. It feels to me like they had an unhappy ending in mind from the game's inception. Irrespective of your one meaningful choice. Then they must have just built the rest of the story around that, or they did not succeed in communicating clear enough to you how you should act to get the outcome you might have desired. So, all of the big choices that we had, those were at the very end of the game, I think, weren't they? I think they were, right? We had the choice to kill the painter or not, and then we had the choice to Well, actually, there were several choices right there at the very, very, very end. It was killing the painter. Oh, that's not... Yeah, that's not what I want to do. It was killing the painter, and then there was reversing time. Those were the two story changes that we had, and I think I did both of those in the same video, the last one. Oh, okay, I'm not allowed to place the log here yet. Alright, so I'm going to go make some coffee, and it gives me a chance to talk to you guys, instead of playing for another 30 minutes, and then talking with you guys in between. Let's think here. There is a lot here that it feels like they didn't do much with and that they were supposed to. Like, we can refuel the mule again with more straw, but there's no reason to do that. I do intend to try that this time around and see if I can deliver more straw, hay or straw, whatever it is, to Walther up on the mountain and see if I get anything for doing that. The masks are another thing that, did you point it out? Or was it, I think it was someone else who pointed it out. Oh, I think it was Robert Barron. Yeah, Robert Barron did ask a question about the masks too. It felt like they wanted to do more, but did not, in the end, do so. I think this was a small developer that released this. So I'm really glad we got what we got. And of course, I think we all are. But I would have liked to have seen them do more with what was here, I think. Like, the fear resistance, I don't actually know if it matters at all how much coffee I drink. Maybe it does? Actually, no, it does, because we get slowed down and we can't act if our bravery is not that high. You were right about the subtitles not telling us all the words they have spoken, but I still think the meaning was kept. They just cut down on some of the extra wording. Yeah, one of my brothers and I were talking about this very thing the other day. And there's two ways you do translation. You try to do the word-for-word translation to make sure that everything that was said gets brought over, as much of it as possible. Or you have some sort of, like, summary of what was said so that the idea gets across. And I think they went for the idea to go across here. And that's fine. That makes a lot more sense than doing a word-for-word translation, because then the English would be jarbled, or it wouldn't make sense in some instances, and so on. So I can't fault them for what they did. And I think the translation's fine. Everything made sense. It wasn't like there was anything that was out of place, or you couldn't understand the meaning behind it. So I think they did a good job. Darn it, there are some times when I think there is a different meaning there, and if they use different words, it would not the meaning, but the feeling that you would have been different. The amount of stress placed on certain things or events might be different. And I think that would also work, that can convey quite a bit of information, if not atmosphere, as to what's going on. But yeah, they did well. And then, Lost Friend, you say, rather, I think it's something that even the greatest authors like Lovecraft sometimes did. Lovecraft used a lot of big, huge words to describe everything. I swear he had that man that had a thesaurus and replaced words with other words all the time. I still loved reading it because of how flowery a lot of it was. Especially in the horror genre. And even more so when you have a target goal in mind and you have to bend and stretch everything else to make it there. Developers also do this when they want to create a sense of the player changing the world and growing in some way. But they just fail it by leaving too much to interpretation. Never taking a chance and telling you outright almost anything, so as not to change your idea of what might be happening. Yeah, I'd rather things not be so spelled out for me quite some time. I prefer making the connections myself. This is why some of the storytelling that's done in, like, Dark Souls I like, because there's almost no story there told directly to you. You piece it all together by item descriptions and events that transpire in the game. Especially if you beat the game multiple times, you try different things. You can find out a great deal more about what's going on. Killing everyone, for example, I mean everyone, will tell you more about their motivations and give you more story and lore in that regard. What? No, I don't want to do that. I want to open this up and take out the log, and then we want to shut this. Then we're going to have our coffee. That's how you get parts like the monster was so horrible, I can't even begin to describe it. Or, after witnessing those events, nothing would ever be the same. Well, since you were telling me the story, how about you actually describe to me what you were seeing? Otherwise, how am I, a tourist in your imagination, supposed to know what you meant? Yeah, I would prefer... So, I mean, I do like vagueness, because it leaves it up to some interpretation. By that same note, if you're going to describe a monster, some help would be needed. H.P. Lovecraft, I don't think, did a great job describing... Well, maybe he did? He did for some of his creatures. The Yith were done really well. But something like... I don't remember him doing a great job describing a Shoggoth, for example. Hello, Florina. Oh, we can't give you coffee. Sorry about that. I didn't want to do that anyway. I want to talk with you. Can I talk with you? Hello. I can't talk with you? I can't. Nope, you're just sitting here. Oh, but you gave the key to Jeremias, and now you are here again, waiting for me to use the key that you gave me. And your amulet isn't glowing, by the way. We never did find out anything else about that amulet, did we, by the way? Alright, Florina. I'll be back. You just wait out here for me.
De qua maletg veviau tergelets sco buop. Tat prendeva mai cunel tiels apicultur sidal. Mo lur mel era il meglier dil mondo.
I think the types of flowers that bees get their get the nectar from, I think that helps the flavor of the honey that they produce.
Quels ruogs de mel en vits.
Lost Fremen ends with, anyway, I don't regret watching you play this game, and I'm looking forward to what is next. Take care, and thanks again. Thank you, Lost Fremen. Thank you. I had a great time playing this game, so much so that I'm actually playing through it again. Because I would like to see... So I want to see the story again, and I like seeing, now that I've beaten it once, what, like, were there any hints as to what was to come before I encountered it? And I like seeing stuff like that on my second playthrough. It was like when I played the Spirit Engine 2, and there's a lot that is hinted as to what's coming up above, but I didn't notice any of it the very first time I played through the game. It was so well done, what Mark Pig did in that game. And here it is, everyone. This. So I'm going to stop really quick and describe what this looks like to me. This looks like the front part of a dresser drawer to me. Like this, for example. This looks like the center part, and this looks like a latch or two latches. And for some reason, I'm supposed to do something with the latch on the left. Maybe like take this latch and move it to the right or something like that. And so that's what I thought this was the whole time. But no, that's this. We can't get a good look at it from up above. But yes, correct. Yeah, I think it was like episode, I think it was 9 or 8. And I was like, we still haven't found this. And I think all of you were like, Tim, that's this. You accidentally solved this puzzle and didn't even realize it was associated with that picture.
El vabo. Estas controlar las baterias. In a bateria meuca.
Technically, 2 batteries are missing. But we have one of the, but the other one's right here. Yeah. Oh, okay. How do I do this? All right. Who's next? Red Veg says the Dark Man already won because he's quoting me because I did say that as we played. Wow, Tim. So from cradle to grave, our path is set. Someone else wrote your life for you decades before you were born. Choice is an illusion. No chance for redemption. That's depressing. We have no say in the world we were born into, but we inherit it. We can make... Oh, we have no say in the world we came born into, but we inherit it. We can make changes. We do not have to follow the path of those who came before. Never let tremendous odds deter you, because every journey starts with a single step. Gotta start somewhere, no matter how big the task. So I agree with this, Redvenge. But from the gameplay's perspective, we were presented with the option to undo the past via time travel or manipulating time, something that we don't have in real life. I am all for redemption and trying to make amends for things you might have done in the past. I'm a big fan of forgiveness, and I think you should... I don't believe in debtor's prisons. You're not responsible for what someone else has done prior to you. But you're responsible for the actions you have done, right? But here, that action was the signing of the pact with the Dark Man. That's not something we did. And we had chances to make different choices as we played the game, but I didn't make those choices. I made different choices, and now I have to live with those consequences. And so, a part of me, when we ride back in the past again, it's almost a rule for me, but if given the chance to change the past, I'd never take it. I think it's a bad option, because you're never guaranteed that things work out better, and they could work out so much worse for you. It's not about not being able to change your future, because you can do that, but it's about what's done is done. In this case, I made all the wrong choices, and Curtin was a pawn. As we saw, he walked around. We didn't see it, but not here at least. But we saw it earlier, where Curtin walked into the chapel, and he brought the Dark Man with him, and the Dark Man told us precisely what he wanted. Like, hey, thanks for doing this for me. And when we just talked with Jeremiah told us he couldn't have crossed that threshold normally. And so we knew together that we were carrying him with us. And at that point, there's nothing. It looks like there was nothing Curtin could do to alter the fact that he is indeed carrying that Dark Man around. Or at least if there was something we could have done to undo that, we missed it, we didn't find it, or we made a choice where it wasn't. We lost that as an option. So that's all there is to it. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, never give up. Never give up. I myself, that was in chess, for example. I never ever gave up. Oh, and revenge. I think you left another part, but I didn't copy it to my notes. Give me a second. I'm going to stop the recording really quick. Oh, I can't really read it and play. I don't think I can. So I'm going to try talking. I don't know if this will come out well, but I'll try. The events that unfolded painted Curtin in a bad light. He became the unwitting pawn for a fiend, and then it became a willing pawn. The only positive thing he did was put a goat spirit to rest. He brought suffering to everyone else. His grandfather had a clever plan, but it seems Curtin himself did not inherit any of that cleverness. Curtin is an awful protagonist. Reminds me of the main character in Soma. Not a big fan of him either. Yeah, so... I don't know about... In the end, he did bring about suffering, I suppose, to everyone, right? We helped the Dark Man claim Florina, or at least embedded a seed of him within her. Probably similar to what happened to the prior person that the Dark Man inhabited. This is perhaps why he wanted the soul, right? Because he needs to, regenerate, or he needs to reincarnate. That's what I'm looking for. As someone new, he's getting old, and he wasn't always old. You remember the picture we saw in the oven? So this is that was a young man with the hat, not the old man that we see him as now. That's interesting. So he does still age. Did we do anything good in the end? I guess not really, did we? The old man played us effectively, and I said it before, and I feel the same way. Yeah, he played us. But if you haven't read any of it, this strikes me as being very similar to like an H.P. Lovecraft story, where the main protagonist fails, or he becomes one of the bad guys at the very end of it all. Right, like the Innsmouth, Shadow over Innsmouth. The gentleman tries to. He's curious. He goes to a town to investigate what happened there. He gets sucked up into history. He ends up getting this old guy killed, or he makes this old guy panic, and we believe he's killed. Then he is attacked in the town. He tries to escape. He manages to get away, and then he discovers that he's actually one of the bad guys and joins in with them to try to bring about the end of the world at the very end of it. So it's kind of like that in a way. The good guys just don't win, and in a way, like I don't know, the Dark Man strikes me as being very similar to that. I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna go back to my old pronunciation, which is wrong. Nyarlathotep, which is Nyarlathotep, which is the creature with 1,000 faces or 1,000 masks or something like that. And it's a powerful deity. It's this powerful being. It exists at all times or something of the sort. It takes on many shapes and forms. It can make deals with people to give them power, but it takes things from them, and it always wins. You don't win when you deal with it, and that was the case here. So I don't know. To me, I like the story. I like the ending, and I've read things similar to it. But this is. Have you ever watched The Ring? I loved the ending of The Ring. I thought that was one of the best endings in the movie, and the same thing with like The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. I love that ending as well. I like endings. As a dungeon master, I occasionally am partial to when the endings are bad. And for The Ring, it felt appropriate. And here, it felt appropriate, too. I think the ending was bad at the end of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, also. Where I think the main character hangs himself at the very end of that series, if I recall correctly. Or is driven insane. And so I liked those things. And this felt appropriate given the choices that we made. But if I get to the end of the game again, which I do intend to do, it won't happen anytime soon. I'm playing it at the moment. But there's other games I'm going to be recording, and so that's going to take up a lot of time too. But if I do make it to the end of this game, I will record that and upload it back as the last episode of this playlist. And you guys can see a different ending in case the previous one we had was not to your liking. Our Mule key. Oh, it looks like a cow on the center part. Look at that. It looks like a cow to me in the center. See the horns right there? The ears for it. That's pretty cute. I never noticed that before. And then lastly, we have Robber Baron, who says, crappy ending, I must say. It's like you were never even there because events played out the same. Only thing different is that the painter died. Yeah, I guess so. Again, I kind of like the ending, but I can understand why lots of people don't like it. I suppose in the end as well, like there's the game did give us choices, so maybe there is a different ending for us if I had chosen something differently. I'm pretty sure if we reversed the past, we would see something very different than what we saw. But I didn't want to make that choice then. And something else as well that I haven't talked about. I always have the option, as someone who records videos and uploads them to YouTube, I could redo an episode and no one would ever know. I could just reload a prior save and scrap a recording I did earlier, right? Because over here are a bunch of saves that I have done previously in this game. Nothing stops me from just seeing how the game ends, reloading a previous save, and doing the whole thing over again, and acting like I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't like doing that. I have done that once or twice for other game series, not for any of the horror games I've played, though. And mostly I have done that when I drift off into talking about a topic that I think I would regret talking about on my YouTube channel. But for this game, even though we got an ending that is a bad ending, I still liked it, and I also felt like we could probably get a better ending if I was willing to redo an episode. And I didn't want to do that. And so, I don't know, I liked it. On that same note, though, I can understand what you're saying, Rubber Baron. And I guess I went on a tangent there. Probably, we would be able to change things if we did choose different choices at the end of the game. Robert Baron then says, I'm not convinced that invading army would even stop in that little village, as they are just passing through. If Waltherin's unit just surrendered, then nothing happens. The invaders have bigger fish to fry. Maybe. I don't know why they're attacking them, or why they're looking to go through that pass. Maybe they do kill everyone. I don't know. And we wouldn't know unless we reset time. So maybe I'll choose that as I'm playing through the game this time. I'll make all the same choices that I made, and I will reset time and see what happens. I think what's going to happen to me, though, when I get to the painter, I'll probably let the painter live this time and see if that influences the outcome otherwise. I'll probably also go into his... actually go into what's downstairs in his house and see if we can undo the painting of the burning barn and save our grandfather, too. He also says, felt rushed at the end, as lots of things left unexplained or served no purpose, such as the radio frequencies, the cave up behind Grandpa's barn, those weird masks, etc. If you play again off, then at least record the different endings for us. Yep. So Robert Baron, I intend to do this. I do intend to get you that other ending. And while I'm up here really quick, why don't I do this as well? Oh, hey, Florina. So I forgot something out there if you're still here. I'll be back because I just want to show this to Robert Baron, and then I'll cut the recording here. So I forgot all about the cave. I thought that the cave back here required the painter to undo. I thought that what I was looking at earlier in episode like 1 or 2, I thought that the painter had painted a rock face over the cave entrance. That right there. I thought that was it. And that I needed to somehow undo the painting or find a way to remove the moss in order to enter the cave. Because of this. This looks like it's right there on the corner. It's obviously right here. And it's not. That's not the cave at all. The cave is just a little way further ahead. And I missed it entirely. But I have been there already with this curtain. And so I guess we'll go in it really quick. I'll show you guys, and then we'll end the video there. Now, there is an event which transpires here, which I don't think I'm going to get again. So first off, that stands for us. That's Curtin, whose last name I can't remember now. In any case, this ended up being our little hideout. We would come up here when we were kids, and we would hang out up here. And we eventually were able to make these little stone men. And it took us a long time to find the stones to make them. And we sit down here and we mention that fact. And then, as we're looking at the shadows here, the dark man's shadow walks through them and knocks them all down and destroys them. The only thing up here was a matchbook. So 3 more matches for me. We can even hear the echoes of us, I guess, when we were laughing when we were kids. Oh! We also discover here that our parents died when we were really young. And I don't know how they died, but they did. So that is why we stayed with our grandfather for some time. Alright, and that does it, everyone. So this was a lot longer than I intended it to be. But thank you guys for listening if you did. And thank you guys for watching the series if you did that as well. And if I do make it to the ending of the game another time, I will record that other ending for you guys. And I'll make different choices. My intention so far is to save the painter. Try to see if he lets us into his home to destroy the barn picture. And then we'll see what happens after that together. Or rather, I'll start recording at that part. Because I think that to the ending will be like another 40 minutes or so. So thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.